Hi guys, my name is Mr. Kaushal and I am currently working as a legal intern with a Lexicon company. And today I will talk about the topic writ jurisdiction in the High Court of the India. So I'll start my topic. So basically, what is a writ? A writ means an order, that is, anything that is issued under an authority is known as a writ. The Constitution of India empowers the Supreme Courts and the High Courts to issue writs for the enforcement of the fundamental rights conferred by the Part 3 of the Indian Constitution under Article 32 and Article 226. The Constitution of India has given the power to Supreme Court under Article 32 to issue writs. This power is wide in case of high courts, as the Supreme Court has restricted powers when it comes to issuing writs. So basically, the Supreme Court can issue writs only in case there is a violation of fundamental rights, but the High Court has a wider scope to exercise this power. They can issue writs not only when there is a violation of fundamental rights but also in other cases. Now, Article 226 Clause 1 reveals that the power of the High Court to issue writs, order and directions in appropriate cases are independent of such powers of the Supreme Court under Article 32 of the Constitution. The scope of these powers is not only restricted to the fundamental rights only, but it extends to any other purpose also. This power is more or less familiar in nature with such powers of the Supreme Court under Article 32. Of course, there is a difference in its scope. Article 226 Clause 2 puts a territorial restriction on its jurisdiction under this provision. The High Courts are restricted to exercise these powers within their territorial jurisdiction if the cause of such action has taken place partly or wholly within such jurisdiction. Therefore, the powers of the High Courts are limited as far as the area of jurisdiction is concerned. Now, what does Article 226 Clause 3 says? So basically, Article 226 Clause 3 provides a safeguard against the adverse impact of the ex parte interim orders passed by the High Courts under Article 226. The Constitution has provided a meticulously drafted provision which is primarily based on the principles of natural justice, that is, no one should be proceeded against unheard. No adverse order may be passed behind the back of the person who is adversely affected by such order. If such order is passed, the other party has to be heard within a period of 2 weeks as provided under this clause. But it is submitted that practically this provision is not being adhered to by the High Courts. The grant of ex parte stay or injunction is a normal affair at the notice stage itself, and in most of the cases, notice is returnable within a period of more than a month. Apart from it, even if the parties apply vacation of stay, even such applications remain without disposal for many months. It is also a fact that practically this practice is not protested even by the advocates, and notwithstanding this specific provision of the Constitution under Article 226 Clause 3. The delayed disposal of the vacation applies of stay has been accepted as a standard practice. Thus the mandatory provision is being operated as discretion rather than a constituted mandate. Now, Article 226, Clause 4 clarifies that the power to be exercised by the High Courts under this article would not be in derogation of such powers of the Supreme Court under Article 32. Now, notwithstanding the parallel nature of the two provisions, the Supreme Court enjoys a superior status in this regard. After going through the broad contours of the powers of the Supreme Court under Article 32 and that of the High Courts under Article 226 of the Constitution, it is revealed that the nature of these powers is almost the same, but still they can be distinguished in their scope. The first and the foremost difference between the scope of these powers is that the powers of the Supreme Court under Article 32 of the Indian Constitution are limited only to the enforcement of fundamental rights, whereas the High Court can exercise such power for any other purpose also apart from the enforcement of the fundamental rights. Thank you.